Okay, let's talk about something that's causing a ton of anxiety for students everywhere. Turnitin's 2026 AI detector. If you have ever, even for a second, worried about being falsely accused of using AI, then you're going to want to stick around for this. So, does this sound familiar? It's a nightmare scenario, right? You put in all the work, you write every single word yourself, and then the report comes back basically questioning your integrity. Let's dig into exactly why this is happening and, more importantly, what you can actually do about it. All right, so first things first, we need to understand that the Turnitin you're dealing with now is not the same tool it was a few years ago. It has fundamentally changed. We've moved way beyond just checking for copy and paste plagiarism. And here's the huge change for 2026. The system isn't just looking for texts that was lifted directly from something like ChatGPT. No, it's gotten much smarter. It is now specifically trained to spot content that's been put through those AI paraphrasing or humanizing tools. So that old trick of just getting AI to rewrite something for you, that's not a safe bet anymore. Not at all. So when you get your report back, you're really looking at two totally different things. On one hand, you've got the classic Similarity score. That's the one we all know. It checks for overlaps with websites, journals, and other student papers. But on the other hand, you have this new AI writing score, and it is hunting for something entirely different in your work. And this, right here, is probably the most important thing to get your head around. An AI writing score is not, I repeat, not proof that you cheated. It's just a probability. So if you get a score of, say, 45%, that doesn't mean 45% of your paper was written by a robot. It just means the patterns in your sentences have a 45% statistical likelihood of resembling AI-generated text. It's an indicator, a red flag. It is not the final verdict. So that leads to the million-dollar question, what is this thing actually looking for? I know it can feel like some mysterious black box that just spits out a number, but there's a really clear principle at the heart of it that we can totally unpack. Okay, so it all boils down to this one key difference. AI writing is designed to be predictable. It's what we call statistically smooth. Think of it as almost too perfect. Human writing, though, it's messy, it's got quirks, it's got style, it's got weird sentence structures, it's naturally uneven. And that unevenness is the human fingerprint the detector is looking for. So what does statistically smooth actually look like in your essay? Well, we're talking about sentences that are all roughly the same length and structure, just one after another. A writing tone that's just totally flat, with no variation. And explanations that, yeah, they're correct, but they're incredibly generic. They lack any real spark of original insight. Those are the big red flags. Which, of course, brings us to the fear every honest student has. If this system is just looking for patterns, can your own authentic, hard-earned writing get you into trouble? And, well, the unfortunate answer is yes, it can. And here's why that can happen. Sometimes the very habits we're taught for good academic writing can accidentally mimic AI. For example, if you over-polish your work until it has zero personality left, or you stick to really safe, generic language because you're afraid to make a mistake, or maybe you just follow a super rigid academic structure, like the classic 5-paragraph essay, a little too perfectly. This can be an even bigger challenge for non-native English speakers, who are often taught to write in exactly this kind of controlled, formal way. Okay, that's enough about the problem. Let's talk solutions. How can you write with confidence and make absolutely sure your authentic work shines through? It really all comes down to your writing process. Here is a solid 6-step game plan. 1. Use AI for brainstorming, for outlining, for ideas, but never, ever for the final text itself. 2. You have to inject your own thinking, your own analysis. That's the human element the system can't replicate. 3. Break up the rhythm. Use a mix of short, punchy sentences and longer, more complex ones. 4. And this is a huge one, avoid all AI paraphrasing tools. Just don't touch them. 5. Keep your drafts, keep your notes. You want a paper trail that shows your writing process. And finally, number 6, use and properly cite real, credible sources. It proves you did genuine research. Now, just as important as what to do is what not to do. Let's quickly run through the biggest mistakes, the old strategies that are almost guaranteed to get you flagged these days. So let me be crystal clear here. Number 1, do not copy text from an AI and just change a few words. The underlying mathematical patterns are still there. 2, like we've said, do not rely on so-called humanizer tools. They are a failing strategy. And 3, Don't waste your time and energy trying to find some clever loophole to trick the system. It's a losing game, and you're better off spending that time on your actual writing. So, the big takeaway is this. The goal is not to figure out how to bypass the software. The goal is to lean into what actually makes your writing human in the first place. It's about developing your own voice, showcasing your own unique analysis, and letting your own thought process be the star of the show. And all of this leaves us with a much bigger question to chew on. In a world where AI is everywhere, what does it really mean to be an original thinker? What's the real value of human thought when artificial intelligence is this powerful? That's something I think we're all going to be figuring out for a long time to come.